enabling production and productivity, high on the growth agenda for government. And the agriculture sector is reaping success from several interventions.
We have reaped or harvested a total of 41,000 pounds of seed cotton to date. That translates into 8,500 pounds of lint.
We have caused to be established over 70 hectares of onions. 35 of those hectares are in the agro-parks.
Young tech entrepreneurs tell of the opportunities they have received through Startup Jamaica.
Being a part of this program opens up a lot of opportunities that probably wouldn't have been available if you were in your own space.
So much has been happening, and we have the stories right here on today's edition of Jamaica Magazine. I am Theodore Henry. Let's start the show.
Nutritious food, succulent dishes, superior workmanship, and excellent service. Jamaica is on the go. Let's grow what we eat and eat what we grow. Let's harness the indomitable spirit of our most valued resource, our people. Let's support our local businesses. After all, buying Jamaican means building Jamaica. Original.
Good day, I'm Andrea Chisholm and this is your JIS News for Thursday, July 2. The Agriculture Ministry has distributed 40 water tanks to farmers in Manchester under its drought mitigation program. The farmers received the tanks on Wednesday and were urged to store water so they can maintain production. A total of 300 water tanks valued at $5 million are being distributed to farmers across the island. And with forecasts for above normal dry spells and dry temperatures extending to December, the ministry will also be providing farmers with additional assistance to implement climate-smart practices.
In that regard, we will continue to provide support to the most vulnerable and critical production areas through the Government of Jamaica Adaptation Program and other programs as we seek to build productivity within the sector.
Extensive drought last year cost the sector in excess of $125 million. The new Electricity Act passed in the House of Representatives this Tuesday will prevent a light and power company from cutting off the electricity of paying customers. Energy Minister Philip Paulwell gave that assurance as he responded to concerns about the Jamaica Public Service Company's practices when faced with communities with high electricity theft rates.
The leader of the opposition was concerned that sometimes the JPSCO goes into an area and disconnects everybody, even those persons who are legitimately paying customers. In response, Mr. Speaker, I wish to note that the bill that we are hopefully passing today, the JPSCO license and the OUR's enforcement powers provide sufficient safeguards to prevent the single buyer from depriving paying customers of electricity.
The Electricity Act is intended to modernize Jamaica's electricity sector and should make it easier to bring new generating capacity to the power grid.
What we are seeking to do is to put energy, finally, on a path that will enable it to be a real engine for growth of the economy.
The new legislation promotes energy efficiency and the use of renewable energy sources. It also prescribes the required standards in the electricity sector and is aimed at making the regulation process more transparent. The bill will be sent to the Senate for its approval. Government is taking steps to ban smoking of ganja while driving. Minister without portfolio in the Ministry of Transport, Works and Housing, Dr. Maurice Guy, says that provision will be added to the Road Traffic Act.
We feel that we have the obligation and the responsibility to ensure that people who are driving should not be smoking at the same time. And that, Mr. Speaker, will attract a fee of $10,000.
He made that disclosure on Tuesday as Parliament debated the Joint Select Committee of Parliament's report on the Road Traffic Act. Health Minister Dr. Fenton Ferguson also asserted that impaired driving due to alcohol and drugs such as ganja must be addressed under the bill.
Use of both alcohol and cannabis can significantly cause
impairment to drivers. The enforcement of comprehensive and clear legislation with appropriate penalties and accompanied by public awareness campaigns is a critical factor in reducing road traffic injuries and deaths associated with speed, drunk driving, and the non-use of occupant protection measures such as helmets, seat belts, and child restraints.
The House of Representatives adopted the committee's report on the act, which seeks to implement more stringent regulations to govern the use of the nation's roadways. Persons who serve as jurors in civil and criminal cases will be getting increased allowance payments. Justice Minister Senator Mark Golding signed regulations on June 17 to facilitate the increase. The regulations were gazetted on June 18, 2015. It increases a juror's stipend from $500 to $2,000. Seeking the increase is part of government's justice reform program, which includes legislation to improve how the jury system functions. The allowance is intended to assist in meeting jurors' traveling expenses and refreshment during each day's jury service. It was last adjusted in 1998. In the meantime, the Justice Minister says the Jury Amendment Bill 2015 will soon be brought to Parliament. It will, among other things, widen the pool from which jurors can be selected and protect jurors from adverse actions from employers in response to their service. And finally, 21 digital and animation trainers are benefiting from a month-long training session in 2 and 3D programs. The training is part of the Youth Employment in Digital and Animation Industries program, and classes started on Monday. It's facilitated by last year's signing of a $20 million Memorandum of Understanding between the Science and Technology Ministry and the World Bank. Science and Technology State Minister Julian Robinson says the training will expose participants to global animation standards and create an industry-ready pool of players.
We felt it was important to try and establish some standards to have a baseline along which we could operate, and a baseline which would not just be accepted locally, but something which would be accepted globally.
And that's it for JIS News today. I'm Andrea Chisholm. Thank you for watching.
Hurricanes can strike at any time. In the event of one, be prepared to act quickly. If a hurricane watch or warning has been issued, review your home disaster response plan. Map out likely routes to evacuate if your home is at risk, and confirm with relatives or friends you plan to stay with. Also, confirm the location of the nearest shelter. Check your emergency supplies and restock if necessary. Remember, disasters do happen, so be prepared.
Government is on a mission to drive economic growth by facilitating business opportunities. And while this is being done, jobs are being created. Take, for example, the revitalization of the West Indian Sea Island cotton industry. This sector is now reaping success from government's intervention.
The country is on a growth path, and that means the government is busy facilitating and implementing programs to empower individuals through sustainable business opportunities.
I started out as an investigating scientist. I'm a part of a joint venture with the Jamaica Agricultural Development Foundation and the University of the West Indies, where I conducted research to localize the techniques of growing cotton in Jamaica. And I obtained from that, I obtained an MPhil degree. I moved over into a pilot commercial project. Then soon after, I became a full commercial contracted farmer with the Jamaica Agricultural Development Foundation.
Otis Francis is one of 3 farmers now operating a combined 300 acres of cotton farms in St. Mary and St. Catherine. These farms specialize in premium West Indian Sea Island cotton. Through bilateral partnership between the Jamaica Agricultural Development Foundation and the government of Japan, $11 million was spent to revive the sector. Well-needed equipment such as high crop tractor, a boom sprayer and inter-row cultivator were purchased in 2014 to drive production, and today the success is evident.
We have reaped or harvested a total of 41,000 pounds of seed cotton to date. That translates into 8,500 pounds of lint. The first positive impact that the equipment will have is the speed at which we can get things done. The speed and the ease. Also, with mechanization, we find that the cost to undertake certain activities is lowered.
Cotton reaped from this field in Old Harbour St. Catherine will be exported to Venezuela, and the estimated earnings is 9 million Jamaican dollars. This is just a fraction of the potential foreign exchange earning of $1 billion for the country.
West Indian Sea Island cotton presents an immense opportunity for Jamaica to increase foreign exchange earnings and thereby positively impact the economy.
The rejuvenation of the West Indian Sea Island cotton industry also presents other economic opportunities. When the seeds are separated from the cotton, it can be integrated into animal feed.
The seed is very high in protein content, and actually it's being looked at to be incorporated as cattle feed, and that process is actually a reality right now.
And the sustainability factor of the industry is also looking good.
One most important thing is that we have an accessible and reliable labor force within the environment. It is good in the sense that 8 months out of the year there's practically job available to the otherwise unemployed.
Approximately 200 persons are currently employed on the farms in St. Catherine and close to that figure in St. Mary. And the workers are playing their part to ensure that the sector remains viable.
Well, me is the man where spray, plow land, cut furrow, plant, mechanic work on the tractor, also the machine and everything. So from those things all right, cotton must go on.
And with continued support through the government's economic programs, the sector is expected to grow from the current 300 acres to 800 within the 2015-2016 crop year. The long-term target is 5,000 acres by 2017. But even better, Mr. Francis has his own aspiration for his farm.
For next crop, we're looking to at least double the acreages. The current acreage is being grown now, which should move us up to 600 acres. The vision for this farm is to have most of the steps prior to harvesting mechanized.
Through smart spending by the government, pockets of businesses are coming on stream. Foreign exchange earnings are increasing with new overseas investment opportunities. And most of all, jobs are being created.
Finger-licking jerk chicken, Helcher fish and bami, will run down yam and banana, roast breadfruit, sweet potato pudding. Jamaica food sweet. So let's make a pledge to use more local produce and less foreign goods. Let's grow what we eat and eat what we grow.
We are continuing on the path of government's commitment to facilitating production and productivity to achieve wealth creation for our country. Just like our cotton farmers in St. Catherine, who benefited greatly from the donation of equipment, farmers in St. Thomas had an increased output in onion production through the aid of irrigation infrastructure. Take a look.
As part of efforts to achieve self-sufficiency in onion demand, the Ministry of Agriculture and Fisheries has increased production on agri-parks across the island.
And the agri-parks which we are treating with at this time are, of course, where we are Yalas, Planting Garden Rivers, Amity Hall, Ebony Park, and for some of those areas outside of the agri-parks, we are including Colbeck, Braco, and a number of adjoining areas around those areas I just mentioned.
By 2017, onion import to the island is expected to be reduced by 90 to 100% under the Onion Development Program.
The objectives of the program to achieve that overall goal essentially is to build the capacity of farmers and technocrats in onion production and marketing.
So assistance through the $10 million GOJ Adaptation Fund program put farmers to work. The program is being administered by the Planning Institute of Jamaica.
They significantly came in with financial resources in the provision of seeds, fertilizers, pesticides, and land preparation.
Between September 2014 and January 2015, over 70 hectares of onion were planted. 35 of those hectares are in the agro-parks. Ongoing harvesting from March to May 2015 is expected to yield over 1 million kilograms of onions. And of that number, 600,000 kilograms will be reaped from farms within the agro-parks network. The remaining 500,000 kilograms are expected from farms outside of the network.
That is considerable, ladies and gentlemen, in light of the fact that in 2030, we only produce 680 tons.
This initiative has shifted onion production norm of 12 tons per hectare closer to the 20 tons needed to satisfy local demand and achieve self-sufficiency for the country.
Based on what you will see and what we have estimated, we have raised the bar already in terms of productivity, because we are seeing on average that we'll be coming out at about 16 tons per hectare for the agro-parks.
A tour of the Yallahs Agro-Park in St. Thomas showed reaping in high gear. 20 hectares of onion is now under production there, a 100% increase over the same period in 2014. Agriculture and Fisheries Minister Derek Kelly says this level of production, which is being facilitated under the Onion Development Program, is expected to reduce importation by 15% in this first phase.
We are prepared in the ministry to do all we can to see and ensure the success of these agro-parks and the particular crops that we have targeted. So between RADA, NIC and the ministry and the people in research, I think we have an adequate team to make sure that this program succeeds.
We have a twofold involvement. One, we provide the water service, and then we have the on-farm water management service. We advise the farmer in the initial stage how to design their irrigation systems, and then when we provide the water, when they become customers, we provide the day-to-day advice on when is time to irrigate or when is not.
In addition to the GOJ Adaptation Fund program, the success of the Onion Development Program is also credited to other supportive divisions of the Ministry of Agriculture.
We have the National Irrigation Commission, Research and Development, the Rural Agricultural Development Authority, Agricultural Land Management Division. That's very important. That's what was formerly called the Rural Physical Planning Division. This has to do with the soil analysis and so on, which are critical to what we want to do. Project Management, the Marketing Division. These are important allies within our team in going forward.
And the farmers at Yallahs, they welcome the program.
We got 2 assistants from the GOJ Adapted Fund and JSIF, and where we got irrigation equipment such as drip and tank, and that assisted us, and hose in terms of the 50 mm and 40 mm 32. They assist us in taking the water to the farm so that we can have adequate water to water the crops on the farm, and we are really grateful.
The program is a big help to us, and I like when the government come in and helping the farmer in St. Thomas. Right, so I wish they come and give us more help so we can produce more, so we can feed ourselves, so we can cut off all of the import, because we can grow this right here.
I thought it to be a very sustainable way of income, and it will also create employment for other persons around the community. This is the first onion crop for me. I will be receiving about 20-some thousand pounds, and I think that is still a good benefit in terms of the yield.
The Mapping Jamaica's Diaspora Project, building a database on the human, financial and technological resources of Jamaicans abroad. helping government to connect with Jamaicans in the diaspora for mutual development. Jamaicans living overseas are encouraged to sign up now. Spread the word to family and friends abroad. To take the survey, visit mapjadiaspora.iom.int. Information shared will be kept strictly confidential. Let's work together for our mutual growth and prosperity.
Young people are also benefiting from government assistance in the creation of new businesses. Through Startup Jamaica, representatives from 3 technology-based companies are now in Jordan, fortifying their businesses for global markets. We have their testimonies.
Putting a business plan to paper and seeking equity funding is not that simple for young tech entrepreneurs aspiring to make it big, but government has made that possible. Through Startup Jamaica, app developers representing 60 companies were taken through a vigorous boot camp to test the viability of their products. From there, 10 were selected to go on to an accelerator program to further advance their products for financing, marketing, and business potential locally and overseas. And then it was time to seal the deal.
What we're trying to do here is to take young Jamaicans who have great ideas, who are extremely talented, but who need mentorship, business guidance, support, and access to capital, and provide them with those opportunities so that they can convert ideas into businesses.
And the business it has become for the first set of companies coming out of Startup Jamaica. We focus on 3 today: River Farm, CrimeBot, and the Vine List. All have secured equity funding of $30,000 from Oasis 500 in Jordan.
It shows that there is value in what you're doing and people actually see value, but at the same time it lets you know that you are now responsible for the growth of your company, as there are external people involved now. It's not just in your head anymore, it's actually happening for real.
This is going to be a great opportunity, first of all, because this is the first round of investment. And so in terms of demonstrating to others, especially for later capital injections or later follow-on capital coming into the company, this is a demonstration of value. Somebody has taken the first step to invest in you.
A key partner in Startup Jamaica, the World Bank has been making contact with companies and getting them on board.
It feels great to have someone on board outside of our current ecosystem who also believes in the product, and we look forward to what they can do for us and what we can learn from them.
Participants receive half of the investment in cash to support their businesses. The remainder comes in the form of training, mentorship, and technical support to get their companies ready for the global stage. That takes place in Jordan between April and July 2015 during a 100-day accelerator program with the participants.
We are very excited to go and learn and not only bring back investment, which is very good, but also to bring back capital, that's mental capital, that we can assist other startups in bringing their companies to the level that we have been.
Now, this 100 days program will really equip them and with world-class tools and experiences to be able to then go in front of larger investors and really pitch the idea for a much bigger product and service that whatever they're working on to be able to access scalable opportunities on a global level.
Oasis has a very high success rate where 80% of those who go through their acceleration process get follow-on funding because they work within the entrepreneurs to refine their ideas so that they are business ready and investment ready.
The apps developed by these young entrepreneurs will offer solutions to our everyday lives.
Our intent is to eradicate crime or even bring it to its lowest point.
And to do so without fear, using the CrimeBot platform to report crime and remain unidentified. As for farmers,
our app will first give them a planting season tool that they'll be able to use. So this tool will be able to look at the weather, the soil type, and the marketability of the crop they're about to plant. And this tool would advise them on that.
And if you don't know where to find that particular item you want, don't worry.
What we did is we built something that allowed someone to pretty much post the products they're looking for specifically, and we made that accessible to merchants.
Their foundations were laid at Digital Jam 3.0 Caribbean Edition, hosted by the Ministry of Science, Technology, Energy and Mining. CrimeBot emerged the overall winner.
The feeling is unbelievable. It's rare that we get a chance to actually make a difference. And the win tells us that we can make a difference. And going forward, it just means that our next step is to do many things. Start here in Jamaica, which is where we actually started the platform, and try to expand to the Caribbean, and then further across the world if possible. And that's really the limit of CrimeBot, the world.
That was March 2014. Now, fast forward to 2015. The team is once again reaping success through government's entrepreneur building initiative, Startup Jamaica, and commended the program.
What they're doing is highly important because ideas are here, and the persons who have the ideas don't necessarily have what it takes to get it to market. So them facilitating this through Startup Jamaica will mean the gains will be exceptional in the long term. I mean, ideas that would be on paper will now become products. So it's a great program and hopefully continues.
It's very important. Capital is a very big deal, and for a company that's not this traditional to Jamaica, it's very hard to find people who are willing to invest. So when you do get that capital, it helps to push you forward and help you take the next step that's necessary to growing a young company.
It is a very good idea, and it is something that is very needed because in Jamaica here, we have a lot of brilliant minds, persons who are developers like myself, who are looking for opportunities to assist them business-wise and also to assist them in projecting themselves so that they can become more attractive and so that they can grow from being an idea to being a product and become profitable. So I think it's a very good thing.
These are the trailblazers, charting the course for others that will follow. And the government is right there, putting them in contact with partners to make reality of their business ideas.
Driver, slow down and stop the reckless overtaking, no?
You never hear so time is money.
Easy, driver. Well, nobody must man and taxi driver drive so bad.
Why him have to drive so hard? Me not gonna make you kill off me and me picnic them.
One stop driver. Make her come off this bus. Me say stop.
Me coming with you. The rest I will not take chance in the life. Lord of mercy. That could have been us.
And look how we want the money.
Passengers, your safety is in your hands. Say one-stop driver and get off if the driver is speeding, overtaking recklessly, and not obeying the rules of the road. Don't give away your life. It is too precious.
Need help with a business idea? Contact the Jamaica Business Development Corporation for guidance. To view today's features, log on to our website, jis.gov.jm. And while you are on the web, send your ideas and comments via Twitter at JIS News or email jamaicamagazine@jis.gov.jm. This is where we say so long until tomorrow when we do it all over again. I am Theodore Henry on behalf of the production crew saying, walk good.
This has been a production of the Jamaica Information Service, the voice of Jamaica.